Hello and welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Island of the Lizard King by Ian Livingstone. At the end of the last part I was on paragraph 65 and I was about to turn to 89 because I've read the shaman's chalk marks. So let's go there now, 89. Here we are. You walk over to the seagull and pluck a feather from its wing. Using twine from your backpack, you tie the feather to the back of your head and walk on feeling a little self-conscious. Turn to 269. Let's just write that down. So we have a seagull feather. And then let's remove that, but I'll keep the paragraph just in case I don't complete the just in case I don't complete the game in this video. Right. Okay, turn to 269. Halfway up the side of the hill to your left, you see the entrance to a cave. The rocks all around the mouth of the cave are painted in bright colours, but each one has a skull resting on top of it. If you wish to climb up to the cave, turn to 59. If you would rather walk on towards the volcano, turn to 303. We're going to climb up the cave, or climb up to the cave. So turn to 59. Okay, climbing up the hill, your foot catches an unseen piece of twine tied between two small piles of rocks. The rocks tumble over, alerting the occupant of the cave to the presence of an intruder. A wild-eyed cave woman appears at the mouth of the cave, wearing furs and carrying a spear and a stone club. She steps forward and hurls her spear at you. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 108. If you are unlucky, turn to 255. And there she is. Very meaty thighs she has. So we need to test our luck. Our luck score is currently 7. So we need to roll 2 dice, and we need the result to be 7 or less, and then we're lucky. Otherwise, if it's greater than 7, then we're unlucky. Here we go. And we get a 7, so we're just lucky. I have to get rid of that buzzing. There we go. I'd love to know what causes that. Anyway, so we were lucky, but we need to take off a luck point. Okay, so we're down to 6. Okay, so we were lucky, so turn to 108. That was lucky. Right. The spear whistles past your head, clattering onto the rocks behind you. The cave woman grunts in anger and runs forward to attack you with her club. Cave woman, skill 5, stamina 5. Okay, this shouldn't be too taxing. Okay, so we're fighting a cave woman. Skill 5, stamina 5. Put that there like that, and then enemy attack. Whoops. And my attack. Okay, so let's do this. My skill and stamina are 10 and 8. Too low for comfort. Okay, so roll first for her. She gets a 5, that's 10. I get a 2, that's 12. So 10 to 12. 10 to 12. And she goes down to 3 stamina. Let's do it again. She gets a 6, that's 11. I get a 10, that's 20. So 11 to 20. She doesn't really have a hope, really, to be honest. But I'll do it anyway. Okay, so I win that one. So just 1 point of stamina left. She gets a 4, that's 9. I get a 6, that's 16. So 9 to 16. And that is the end of Mrs. Cave Woman, or Miss Cave Woman, depending on whether she be married or not. Right, so yep, we won. So turn to 79. Okay, you walk up the hill and step inside the cave. It smells of rotten food and stale body odour. her picture didn't look that dirty. Anyway, the few possessions are strewn all over the floor amid the rubbish. You are about to leave the cave when you catch sight of a small clay bowl almost hidden in a recess beside the cave woman's fur bedding. The bowl contains red powder. Will you dab some on your face, turn to 332, swallow some of it, turn to 97, or leave the cave without touching it, turn to 17. Okay, we're going to dab the powder on our face. So let's do that now. Turn to 332. Okay, the powder is not only decorative but also magical. It belonged to a wizard who was press-ganged into slavery by the lizard men. However, before he went into the mines, the wizard discarded the bottle containing the powder, hoping that somebody might find it. It was discovered by the cave woman, who did nothing with it except empty it into her clay bowl. The powder will protect you from any person or being who tries to control your mind. Add 2 luck points. There is nothing else of interest in the cave, so you decide to leave. Turn to 17. Okay, I better write that down. So we have 2 luck points, so luck goes up to 8. That's good. And we have magical face powder that stops mind control. Is there a colour? Is it... I think it was red, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're turning to 17. You walk back down the hill and turn left towards the volcano. Turn to 303. Yes, sir. Okay, you eventually reach the foot of the volcano, but still see no sign of the shaman. You look up and see the gigantic black mountain reaching up towards the sky, and wonder when next it might erupt into life, belching out clouds of ash and streams of red-hot lava. You banish the thought from your mind and decide which way to head. If you wish to climb straight up the side of the volcano, turn to 378. If you wish to walk around the foot of the volcano, turn to 355. Okay, we're going to climb up, so turn to 178. Here we are. On a level piece of ground, you see a circle of polished stones which contains a pile of artifacts. A bracelet, a clay doll, a tin mug, and a bucket, and a buckle, rather, are just some of the things lying on the ground. Perhaps it is a collection place for gifts to the shaman from his visitors. If you wish to place one of your own items in the stone circle, turn to 233. If you would rather take any of the items from the circle, turn to 306. What do we have to give? Obviously we don't want to take anything, because that's going to be dodgy, isn't it, really? Especially because if it says it's the gifts for the shaman, you don't want to steal from him. A gold nugget is good, because it's a gold nugget, so let's get rid of the gold nugget. Or let's just say we've given it to shaman. Given it to shaman. Whoops, shaman's collection plate. There we go. So then we know we've done that, but we don't have the gold nugget anymore. Okay, so we're going to give the gold nugget 233. A line of rocks suddenly turns red, leading up the side of the volcano. You decide to follow the trail of the red rocks. Turn to 249. The head of a man suddenly pops up from behind a boulder, his hair adorned with coloured beads and feathers. He steps warily from behind the boulder, holding a feathered staff in one hand and 2 animal bones in the other. It is the island's medicine man, the shaman you are seeking. Are you wearing a feather in your hair? If you are, turn to 199. If you are not, turn to 176. Just before I make that decision, I'm going to use some provisions up. I'll use the last of them, because Yeah, and that'll add an extra 8 points of stamina. So put my stamina up to... no, that's my luck. Oh, it's at the same level anyway. That'll put my stamina up to 16. So my stamina's at 16 now, but I have no provisions left. But I still have the potion to get my stamina up to the to maximum. Okay, so yes, we are wearing a feather in our hair. So turn to 199, and there's the shaman. What a wonderful man! There's a little head on his staff. Okay, 199. Where is it? Here we are. The shaman listens intently as you explain about the Lizard King and your mission to destroy him. You tell him that you wish to know how to kill the parasitic Gonchong, thus reducing the Lizard King's power. The shaman jumps in the air on hearing the word Gonchong, obviously not realizing that there was one on the island. In fractured sentences, the shaman explains that for him to share some of his secret magic with you, he must first earn the right, no matter how noble your mission is. He tells you that the test will be disturbing and painful, of course. If you agree to the shaman's terms, turn to 397. If you'd rather face the Lizard King without the shaman's knowledge, turn to 237. Okay, we're going to agree to the shaman's terms. Okay, so 397, here we go. The shaman tells you that you must pass 3 different tests from a choice of 6, and asks you which you wish to take first. Which will you try? Luck, turn to 2. Fear, turn to 75. Pain, turn to 151. Revulsion, turn to 183. Strength, turn to 220. Dexterity, turn to 335. We're going to choose fear first, so turn to 75. Here we are. The shaman walks over to you and touches your head with his fingertips. Your mind fills with terrible and threatening images, so real that you want to scream out in terror. Are you wearing red powder on your face? If you are, turn to 155. If you are not, turn to 131. And we are, because we got it from the cave woman, who's dead. So turn to 155. The magical properties of the red powder help you to control your mind, and you gradually overcome the terrible nightmare. You have passed the test. If you have now passed 3 tests, turn to 214. If not, which will you try next? We're now going to choose pain, so turn to 151. I don't feel lucky enough to do the luck one. The shaman hands you his 2 bones, telling you to hold one in each hand. All your muscles immediately start to bulge, and then you feel as though your insides are expanding. You believe you are going to burst, and the pain is excruciating. If you beg the shaman to stop the pain, turn to 67. If you grit your teeth and try to bear the pain, turn to 125. So we're turning to 125 because we're going to grit the pain. We're going to grit our teeth and bear the pain. You are about to pass out from the pain when the shaman steps forward and takes the bones from you. You have passed the test. If you have now passed 3 tests, turn to 214. If not, which will you try next? We're going to try the strength test, so turn to 220. Okay, the shaman points at a boulder and asks you to lift it. There must mean asks, and asks you to lift it. You wrap your arms around it as far as you can and heave. Roll 2 dice. If the total is the same or less than your stamina score, turn to 98. If the total is higher than your stamina score, turn to 369. Okay, roll 2 dice. Okay, here we go. And we get a 5, and it's buzzing again. I'll have to stop that. Okay, yep, so we got a 5. That was the same or less than your stamina score, which is, I think, 16, did I say? Yeah, 16, because I used the last of my provisions. So let's turn to 98. Slowly but surely you lift the huge boulder off the ground. The shaman signals for you to drop it. Satisfied with your strength, you have passed the test. If you have now passed 3 tests, turn to 214. If not, which will you try next? We have passed 3 tests, so let's turn to 214. That was good. The shaman is satisfied that you have earned the right to learn his secrets. He rolls his eyes up into his head and stands perfectly still with his arms outstretched. In a trance he begins to describe the parasitic gonchong. Its appearance is like a giant harvest spider, only its proboscis connects into the brain of its host, in this case the Lizard King. To kill it, the proboscis must be severed within seconds of its host being killed. Otherwise, it might leap onto its assailant in a desperate attempt to find a new host. But while it controls him, the Lizard King remains almost invincible, unharmed by normal weapons. Only fire swords can injure the host of a gonchong. The Lizard King uses them himself, but his collection has an illusion spell cast on them to make them appear as rusty old knives that no one would steal. Using a fire sword and controlled by the gonchong, the Lizard King is a deadly fighter. Only one creature can scare him, a monkey. Lizard men suffer from an innate fear of monkeys, even if controlled by a gonchong. The shaman slowly comes out of his trance and points to the southeast, saying that the prison colony lies in that direction. You bid him farewell and walk down the side of the volcano towards the Lizard King's stronghold. Turn to 168. I better write this down. Okay, we need I'll just put this. We need a fire sword, and they're disguised. Whoops. As rusty knives, and lizard men are scared of monkeys. Okay, that's all we need to write down. Okay, so let's turn to 168. Okay, you walk quickly southeast, eager to meet up with the freed slaves. You soon arrive at the edge of a ravine which is too wide for you to jump over. You walk east, infuriated by the time you are wasting. Ahead you see a stone arch traversing the ravine, but an armoured hobgoblin is standing guard by it. Will you try to bluff your way across the stone archway? Turn to 127. Offer him a gold nugget, if you have one, to let you cross. We don't have one. Turn to 252. Attack him with your sword. Turn to 328. We don't have a gold nugget anymore because we gave it to the shaman. So we're going to try and bluff our way across. So 127. The hobgoblin is obviously very stupid, as he believes you to be one of the Lizard King's guards. He thrusts out his pike and says in a deep voice, "What is the password?" What will you reply? What? Turn to 193. Oh, that's very good. What is the password? That's a question, though. Gonchong, turn to 120. Or Fire Island, turn to 287. I'm tempted to say Gonchong, but that because the hobgoblin isn't very clever, it must be what. What is the password? So I'm going to go to 193 and say what. 193. The hobgoblin stares at you dumbly and says, "Yes, that's right. What is the password? You may cross." He steps to the side and you walk quickly over the archway to the other side of the ravine. Turn to 139. Once again you head off southeast, walking over sand and rock. Riding towards you on a dinosaur-like steed is a heavily armoured reptilian. It is a mutant lizard man riding a Styracosaurus. The lizard man urges his mount into a trot to attack you. Styracosaurus, skill 11 and stamina 10. Okay, this is a pretty nasty battle. If you win, turn to 95. Let's have a quick look at the Styracosaurus. What a nasty creature it is. Okay, so let's go to our adventure sheet and then put, how do you spell that? Styracosaurus. Okay, I think I have it. Right. Styracosaurus. Yes, that's it. Okay, skill 11. Stamina. What was it? Stamina. 10. Stamina 10. Enemy attack. And then my attack. Okay, yep. Okay, put a comma there. Now, this is going to be quite a difficult battle, so I will try my best. My skill is 10, so he has an advantage, but I do have more stamina. But I just hope I get lucky really with this. This is going to be a difficult battle. Number of dice up to 2. Okay, he gets a 4, that's 15, and I get a 9, that's 19. So 15 to 19. Okay. Oh yeah, he gets 2 points knocked off, of course. Won't forget that. Good. Okay, he gets a 7, that's 18. I get 11, that's 21. So 18 to 21. I win that one. Okay, he gets an 8, that's 19. I get 6, that's 16. So 19 to 16. So I lose some health on that one. Down to 14. Okay, he gets a 3, that's 14. I get a 7, that's 17. So 14 to 17. I'll take that. It's down to 4. Okay, he gets a 7, that's 18. I get a 4, that's 14. So 18 to 14. I lose some more health. I'll put it down here. I'll do return. There we go. Okay, he gets an 8, that's 19, and I get a 3, that's 13. 19 to 13. That's me down to 10. Put that in, 19 to 13. I think that's what it was anyway. Doesn't really matter what it is, I know I lost. He gets a 4, that's 15. I get a 10, that's 20. So 15 to 20. He's down to 2, so please one more hit and he's dead. He gets a 7, that's 18. I get a 5, that's 15. 18 to 15. So I'm down to 8 stamina now. Right, he gets a 5, that's 16. I get an 8, that's 18. So 16 to 18. Which means he is now dead. Good, that's the end of that. Get rid of the buzzing. Good. Okay. If you win, turn to 95. Let's turn to 95. And the mutant lizard man jumps off the dead Styracosaurus and lumbers over to you with his halberd outstretched. Mutant lizard man, skill 9, stamina 9. Okay, that's nice of the author. Right, so mutant lizard man, skill 9, stamina 9. Let's put that there. Let me attack. My attack. Okay. In theory, should be a bit easier than the last one because he has less skill, but it's all based on the dice. Okay, so my skill is 10 still, and his is 9. Let's do this. It's a dice program. Okay, put up to 2 again. Okay, he has 9 skill. Okay, he gets 8, that's 17. I get 8, that's 18. So, 17 to 18. Whoops, wrong button. So I win just, and then he goes down to 7. I like that. Right. Okay, he gets an 11, that's 20. I get 5, that's 15. So 20 to 15. So he knocks some more health off me. So I'm down to 6. Right. I'll have to use the potion after this, I think. I'm too weak. He gets a 7, that's 16. I get 7, that's 17. So 16 to 17, that was too close for comfort. So he's down to 5 now. Okay, he gets a 9, that's 18. I get an 8, that's 18. So that's equal. Okay, so no change. He gets a 5, that's 14. I get a 7, that's 17. So 14 to 17. He's down to 3. Okay, he gets an 8, that's 17. I get an 11, that's 21. So 17 to 21. How much luck do I have? No, I won't test my luck in battle. I never do. Okay, he gets a 6, that's 15. I get a 9, that's 19. And so 15, yeah, that was on 1, by the way. So 15 to 19. I forgot to put that down to 1. And now he's down to 0. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute, so I won, then I lost, then I won, then I drew. So I should have lost some health. Yeah, I'm down to 6. Yeah, so I won, then I lost, then I won. That took him down to 5. It was a draw. Then I won, then I won, and then I won. So I needed to win 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that was right. Good. So I win that battle. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so if you win, turn to 133. The mutant has a shield which you decide to take as it is light yet strong. Add 1 skill point, which I can't do because I'm at my maximum. The prison colony cannot be too far away and you waste no more time in setting off again. Turn to 218. Where is it? Oh, here it is at the bottom. Your legs brush against a thorny bush, instantly drawing blood. Have you drunk the aniseed-tasting liquid from the jug in the hut on the beach? If you have, turn to 258. If you have not drunk this liquid, turn to 146. Pretty sure we have. Yep, drank milky aniseed liquid. Yep, excellent. So we have, so turn to 258. Although the bush has poison-tipped thorns, you come to no harm. You walk on, oblivious to the danger which has passed. Turn to 291. Right. Lying dead face down in the scrub is a seaman, perhaps one of the crew of a pirate ship killed by the mutant lizard man. A monkey strains to escape from a chain held by the dead man's hand. If you wish to take the monkey with you, turn to 330. If you'd rather just let it go and carry on walking, turn to 350. Okay, let's take the monkey with us, of course, because the shaman said we needed a monkey. So we now have a monkey. And then let's go to 330. The monkey happily sits on your shoulder and you set off again in the company of your new friend. Turn to 350. Oh yes, this one. Over the scrubland and one more hill, and you find yourself overlooking a green valley. A stone fortress lies in the middle of the valley, its striped flag fluttering in the breeze. At last you have found the prison colony. You are about to walk down into the valley when you hear a growl behind you. It is a huge saber-toothed tiger held on a rope by a blonde girl with wild, feline eyes. She stares at you inquisitively as the tiger strains on its leash. Will you try to communicate with her? Turn to 106. Attack the tiger with your sword. Turn to 190. Run away into the valley. Turn to 242. We're going to try to communicate with her, so turn to 106. After saying a few words, you realise that the girl cannot understand you. Perhaps she was left on Fire Island as a child and has become as wild as the animals. She cowers back, uttering a few sounds to the tiger. It is obviously wise to leave her alone, and so you back off slowly, hoping not to scare her. At a safe distance, you turn and walk quickly into the valley what does that say? I don't know what that says. I'm sorry. I've never seen that word in my life before. I have read this book before, but I can't remember seeing that word. Reconnoitre. Reconnoitre? I don't know. I'll have a look at that when I end the video. I'm really curious now. To rendezvous. I'll say rendezvous. At a safe distance, you turn and walk quickly into the valley to rendezvous with the freed slaves. Turn to 279. Can't remember. I mean, I've obviously seen that word before because I've read this book before, but I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere else. I can't remember seeing it. Anyway, turn to 279. Once on the valley floor, you make your way over to a copse of trees. As soon as you enter the copse, familiar faces suddenly appear from behind the trees. The dwarfs, elves, and men that you rescued from the mines are waiting here for your arrival. Pleased to see them again, you tell them of what has happened since you saw them last. You tell them that the fort should be attacked immediately, and that you will deal with the Lizard King. You call them all together and lead them out of the copse into the valley. As you run towards the stone fort, you see its wooden gates open. The Lizard King is sending a battalion of guards and mutants out to fight you. Your small army has soon locked swords with the Lizard King's soldiers. Roll one die. If you roll 1 or 2, turn to 185. If you roll 3 or 4, turn to 308. If you roll 5 or 6, turn to 42. Okay, so we're rolling one die. We're on one die already. And we get a 1, so we're turning to 185. With your sword raised high, you lunge at your nearest foe. It is a mutant lizard man. Alright, I will fight him in the next video because I think I've gone over half an hour now. I will just write his credentials down, or whatever, his attributes, that's the word I was looking for. What's he called? A mutant lizard man? Yes, mutant lizard man. Skill 9, stamina 8, put that there. Enemy attack and my attack. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. In the next video, I should be able to. Yeah, I'm nearly at the end. I should be able to finish the book in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you can join me for the 5th and final part of Let's Play Island of the Lizard King by Ian Livingstone. Thanks again and goodbye.